Hello, and welcome to the last ever episode of Absolute Cuts. If you don't know what film we're doing this week, then you'll soon realise why this may be the last ever episode.
We get like once every couple of months give ourselves a bit of a challenge. You know, like to make, we did well, I felt, with
Mississippi Burning.
American History X.
I think we treated both of them with the respect they deserve.
Yeah.
I think this one's a level up of a challenge.
It definitely is.
I don't know what else. I don't know which challenge. I think only. What could be a bigger? I think The Accused. That would be possibly a bigger challenge than this. I think that's the only step up we could now make.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah. But even that, we could make fun of that because it seems cartoonish. But
there was. Did you know any time I did laugh at this film? I did go, God, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I did laugh once or twice.
Yeah, I think there are.
I'll get into the very funny bits.
Once we start talking about the film, there are definite moments of humor.
Yeah. Like, do you know? Yesterday too. I watched this yesterday, right? Because I had to bail on the first 40 minutes the night before. I was like, this is not the time for this, right? So I watched it yesterday, and then afterwards, Daniel was like, "Oh, do you want to watch that Louis Theroux documentary on the Gaza Strip?" So I've had like 5 hours of genocide yesterday.
Yeah, it's a lot. Is it any good, that Louis Theroux?
It was great.
I've not watched it.
It's just it's not really about. It's more like just the settlers.
Yeah,
the people up in the outposts.
Aye,
waiting to jump into someone's house and all.
Right.
Just chat to them, and then most of it's in typical Louis Theroux, where he just they'd say something absolutely insane. He goes, "But people do live there," and then I don't think about them, and then he just stare them out of it.
I like Louis Theroux.
I do too.
I think he's a good interviewer. He's got a really interesting and effective style,
where he just lets them do it.
But he almost, I don't know how he does it. Like I think he almost becomes like they become very, very comfortable with him.
Yeah,
extremely quickly. I think it's because he comes across as quite an old ball.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, if Piers Morgan went in and did that, folk would be on their back foot because he's almost trying to catch them out constantly. Whereas I think with Louis Theroux, you go, this guy's such a fucking off the wall bastard that you go, he can't be here for any other reasons other than just direct reporting. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't be that good at your job to get invited into like clan meetings and fucking the Baptist church and shit like that.
Oh, that was
pedophiles' homes and stuff. Like, this guy seems alright. He sounds like he understands the cause.
Yeah, no.
That wasn't the cause of the pedophiles, by the way. I wasn't suggesting pedophiles have a cause. That was the clan.
You just want to cause damage? Nah, yeah. That would be actually terrifying though if you did find that feels like a true detective kind of spin. Do you know, like they find out that there's a pedophile ring and it's done for a cause, like a devil or a demon.
Oh yeah.
I watched Prisoners. That's a miserable film.
Yes. I've only ever seen it once. And I can't remember a lot about it because after you said, I was like, I've seen it once, so I can go and read about it and not be spoiled. But I don't remember that was that film at all. I remember something in the end where they turn up to somebody and there's like a fucking dungeon underneath the floor or some shit like that.
Yeah, underneath a car outside.
That's it. Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'd never seen it, and I was like, God, that cunt really annoys me. That Dennis Villanueva dude.
Is that who made it?
I either really love his films or really hate them. Like, because he did Sicario.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's good, aye.
Yeah, I don't really like the Dune films. I don't care for them.
I've never seen them.
They're good. They're definitely good, like, but I don't really care.
You don't care for them, though?
Nah.
They insist upon themselves.
They insist upon themselves. Oh my God, do you know what? Actually, I've actually screenshotted it. It's like a new feature I've been doing, right? Where every time we watch a film in my head, or and for the podcast, I just immediately go to the 1 stars, and usually it's a bad 1-star reviews.
Oh,
and
yes.
Usually they're like bad films, so they're funny. But I went straight to the 1-star Schindler's List reviews today.
My God, have you got any? Have you got some? Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And one of them is it insists upon itself.
Oh yes. Peter Griffin's 1-star review of Schindler's List.
Yeah. But it's very funny.
Did you go up to anything else this week?
Oh God, where was I this weekend? Where was I?
Oh, do you have a nightmare journey this weekend? It took you like 9 hours to get to Liverpool.
Oh my God! It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's right. What happened there? Why am I completely blanking on that? It did take. Everybody got to Preston. Yeah. No, I was meant to change at Wigan to go down to Liverpool, and then they were just like, all the fucking wires have exploded or something.
Aye.
So everybody has to go to Preston on a real replacement bus. And then I was like, but if I get to Preston, what do I do?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you can jump on any of the trains. And I go, but they're all different services.
Yeah.
You've given me like a breaking up of 3 different whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's okay, it's a free for all.
Aye.
And then
I think at that stage it does become a free for all.
Aye, but then when I got on it, they were like, you're not supposed to be on this train. I was like, I swear to God,
I'm going to take some.
I'm going to
crack some skulls here.
I'm going to murder you, old woman.
It's fucking mental. Have you ever gigged in Preston? Frog and Bucket used to have
Feel like a
Preston, and I've realised I've spent more time in Preston than most cities because for some reason, with both coaches and trains, Preston has been made the fucking Schiphol of Britain. It's the connecting hub to fucking everything.
It's like Scotland and the entire northwest.
Yeah.
And even lower, yeah.
You just get into Preston and then...
even the London trains go down through it.
Yeah, you go through Preston. If you want to get to Liverpool, you got to go to Preston. In Manchester, you got to go to Preston. Blackpool, you got to go to Preston. Like, it's like Preston, Preston is the fucking... It's the hub. It's the JFK of the UK.
I love that Preston's train station has a little Blackpool only...
Yes.
That little Blackpool only line. Just a little shit one at the side.
I took it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. It's fucking
Platform
great,
9 or something.
Fucking great, yeah. It's amazing.
There's another one. Leeds is for late night buses. Leeds is the hub.
Oh, yes.
Dyer Street.
Yes. That's not the one is that outside of the city? A wee bit?
No, there's one inside the city too. No, this is...
I remember getting on that one because that's terrifying because it's in like an industrial estate. And you're never sure whether a bus is going to come. Oh. And if it doesn't, you're fucked.
Yeah, you're just staring at a locked up building.
Is it Leeds that's got the mental guy?
Yeah, my favourite dude.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in about a year. So I hope he's doing well. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a guy that worked late night in that place screaming at people all the time. Did like slapping them.
That's amazing.
Like somebody's sleeping, you just full on slap backhand them. Like, what? And he goes, and he'd put you under such panic. Your bus is leaving in 30 seconds that you can't go, did he just fucking hit me? You'd be running on the bus. By the time it sets in, that guy assaulted me. You're already out the gate in out in the National Express. What a guy. Love him. Hope he's doing well.
Do you know what I bought yesterday?
What?
The soap with Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. I didn't.
Jeez, I thought that was like one of those jokes. I can imagine admitting to it as well.
Such a
fresh.
I mean, fair play to her likes, but Jesus.
Do you know? I don't know if it's going to work out well for her, right? Because you know, like that used to be a thing with like, remember like those weird fucking anime looking.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I don't know what they actually did. Were they like streamers and stuff? That's what it was. They were the first to do that thing, like selling bathwater to their mad and silly fucking fans, right? But it's just like Sydney Sweeney's massive right now. But like, do you reckon if you're selling soap made out of your fucking arse crack and stuff, it's not going to really work out in the long run? I don't think. I don't think like George Clooney was making combs made out of his pubes like to sell to people. I don't think that people are eventually going to be like, I don't know if this guy's really in it for the...
No, I don't. Yeah, it's not. It's not. You don't get the sense that she's as attached to the art as someone like Margaret Qualley is, do you? It's not.
You're such a fan of Margaret Qualley.
It's not the move of a future Oscar winner. Selling your bathwater and soap.
Has there ever been a that's what it is. Has there ever been an Oscar winner that has also sold their own bath soap?
Meryl Streep. She sold.
That's me.
Do you not remember Audrey Hepburn sold her tampons?
Oh God, Jesus.
Online. Audrey Hepburn's tampons. The ones she wore in Out of Africa as well. Really dusty, sweaty, proper dried in blood.
They have the different price range, right? Different terms of different week of the ovulation.
Slightly torn as well. because the lions got to her. They sensed the scent and got to her.
That'd be great if you just actually did kind of like Google that, and it's like, that's where Jupe came from. Like, what?
Just lots of Geordie lads have been getting out doused in Audrey Hepburn's menstrual blood.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's one of those. Do you know, like, I always say, like, other podcasts, like, do that where they do, like, have a word to it where they're like, their teaser video is always the most mental things that have been said that week, but they're cut in a way that even if someone has just said, like if Dan has bizarrely said balloons or something, it'll just quickly cut to Dan just going balloons, right? That would be ours for this week. Geordie lads doused in Audrey Hepburn's menstrual blood.
And it'll be like the Holocaust, Schindler's List. Oh my God.
Where's our Spotify tie-in?
Yeah. But is it just, sorry, let me, because it isn't bathwater, it's soap. But I would love for someone who's like, because it's obviously, it's going to be weirdos that are buying it. Imagine there'll be some collectors, not collectors as in, there'll be some people that'll look at it and go, that might be worth something if she ever does become massive. She dies or something.
Yeah, if you keep it in the box, you know, like Funko Pops.
But imagine having that in your box in your sitting room.
Oh, explain.
The family comes around.
You'd need to be single. I couldn't buy Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soaps. Because, like, me running in raging because the kids are using it. For fuck's sake! I was going to eat that later.
Are you going to eat that later? That's not for that. That's not for washing yourself up.
But there's no... I don't understand how you infuse bathwater into a soap.
How many bars? There's only 5 bars made.
Hi, and
how many baths that she was taking and collecting?
Because even despite the fact of clearly you'd make money from it, I don't think you can make enough money that if she's sitting in a bath one day, right? Because she's going to have to, like you say, if this takes off, this is going to be a lot of baths. I don't know how many liters you get in a bath. What, a 6 litre bath? Maybe, I don't know.
No,
how many litres in a bath?
I don't actually know. It'll be way more than 6 litres. Sure, that's a 2 litre carton of milk.
Oh,
be
good.
3 of them.
Right, so 30 litres in a bath.
Yeah.
And so that's 30 litres. I don't know how many bars of soaps that's making.
Yeah. It couldn't be that much.
But even that point, and then so she sits in it, right? And then she has to. Then someone comes in and goes, right, that's enough. Gets out, and then just soaks it up, just pumps it all up into something. So, and then are there like limited edition ones? Like, because
limited edition.
A standard,
what's the limited edition?
A standard bath, right?
Yeah.
You'd go right standard bath, bar of soap, $3.99.
Yeah.
Bath after she's been in the gym, right? Bit more.
Pickleball tournament.
Right. Bath when she's ill. Bath when she's got pneumonia. Right. Proper sweating. Bath when she's got diarrhea.
Oh,
is that? Sake. Then you're talking top level.
Fuck's sake. She used to actually be an MMA fighter, didn't she?
Sydney Sweeney?
Aye, when she was younger. Yeah. She used to train with you on Ronda Rousey.
Wow.
Bizarre one. There you go. After MMA fight.
After MMA, that's, yeah.
It seems like a right lot of hassle because, as you say, I don't see how they're just going back. Well, we've sold all 5 bars, Sydney.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a lot more baths.
Yeah, exactly.
What if you just went, oh, stink of fish. It's Sydney Sweeney's new bath.
There must be. I would like to someone who is maybe a chemistry genius to buy one, and then take apart its components, analyze it, and then prove there is literally none of Sydney Sweeney's bathwater in that. I don't know if DNA.
Yeah,
maybe
that'd be awful if you.
Imagine it'd be like.
Why was he taking my DNA?
Imagine like if it's like a Jurassic Park type thing, right? So if Sydney Sweeney, I don't know how much of a partier Sydney Sweeney is.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's in the kind of the mental grip of Hollywood, right? Say Sydney Sweeney, right? How old is she?
20 28, maybe
28. So she's missed the 27 club, right?
Yeah.
Say she dies, right? Drug overdose.
In
right?
the bath.
Hollywood, no, not in the bath. Hollywood starlet dies, drug overdose, right? People are like, we've lost a legend.
Yeah.
We've lost a legend. Years down the line, someone, Jurassic Park style, takes her DNA from these bars of soap
Right.
and then just creates a park of Sydney Sweeney's.
In her different movies. This is her anything but you cage.
You can just go there and pump a Sydney Sweeney.
It's like, now you're getting into Westworld.
Yeah. A Westworld of Sydney Sweeney's. All created from
Sweeney
this bar.
World, though,
Yeah.
makes it sound like it could also be that that old English,
Oh,
the Sweeney. Let me see if she has passed the what you call it club. Also, by the way, if she does kill herself in a bath, remember, I think it was an early episode we said, or I said, my thing would be, if you found someone killed in the bath, you set them in jelly.
Right.
So that when the police come in, they're like, what the fuck's happened here? She'll be lying completely set in jelly. She's 27.
She's 27, so she's got time.
She September 12th.
So, right.
She's got
3 months.
She's Sydney.
3-4 months to die.
Here, do you want a Sydney Sweeney, Ick?
Uh-huh.
Guess what her middle name is? I've just seen this.
William.
No, it's Bernice.
Oh, no. Bernice. Ooh.
Sydney
A
Bernice.
bizarre name. Sydney Bernice Sweeney.
Yeah.
A bizarre
Bernice
fucking
Sweeney
name.
sounds like a fucking Irish aunt.
Who's her? Who's she going out with? Was she not going out with that fucking guy for
No.
Top Gun?
No.
Glenn Powell?
No, that's... I
Is that
can't
the
believe I
rumour?
know it. Now that I start talking about Sydney Sweeney, I seem to know too
You
much
do?
about it now. No, the whole drama was that she was going out with some guy. They were engaged to be married, and then they broke up, and then they keep getting seen at parties together.
Right.
You know?
Sydney Bernice, 27, Spokane, Washington.
Oh,
Right.
you weren't... Oh, man.
I've actually seen very little she's ever been in. She started dating businessman Jonathan Davino. They were engaged in 2022, separated in 2025. And their wedding was originally due in May, was called off.
Probably
Well,
was there anything to do with the bathwater thing?
Because he knows she's about to die. She's an automobile enthusiast
I know that too.
and has restored a 1969 Ford Bronco and a 65 Mustang.
I don't know though if that's purely for like TikToks and Instagram.
Aye.
You know.
Oh, yeah. I've not... let me see. Have I seen any film she's been in?
You've not seen... I've seen anything but you.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Seen that.
Yeah.
That's
She's
it.
One scene.
That's literally all I have
seen
seen.
anything but you. You haven't watched Euphoria, that's right. You
No, I've
haven't
not
seen-
watched Euphoria. Oh, God. Do you remember Heroes?
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Right.
There's one that kind of looks like her.
No, it's not her. The one that goes plays a cheerleader. No. Just looking at it in Heroes, she played. Guess what her role was in Heroes?
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah,
Oh, what? Must be.
it's so terrible. She played little girl.
Oh.
God.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ah.
Jesus.
So
Anyway,
that little group have all
Yeah.
become superstars from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
yeah,
because she was one of the Manson kids.
Quayle was. Chalamet's in it.
Chalamet, was he in it? Austin
Pretty sure.
Butler's the main guy.
Maybe that's Austin Butler.
Austin
I'm thinking of.
Butler.
Maybe Chalamet isn't in it.
And Mikey Madison too. Won the
Oh,
Oscar.
aye. Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
of them. They're just,
Yeah, they're all in. Fucking what a field day that must have been for Tarantino.
Oh, I fucking.
Just feet all over the shop. Jesus Christ.
He
Must,
mu-
look,
he-
must look like the entrance to a mosque.
Actually, he's a guy that would have been fucking. He probably love a trip to the Holocaust Museum. All the shoes.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck me.
Just imagining all those bare feet padding about the dirt. Oh, God.
Oh, Quentin.
Right, how long have we done?
Quentin Tarantino. We've done 20 minutes.
Right, we should probably talk.
Let's just get into it because I
Right.
feel like it's on the edge of our
Edge of we're at the edge of our tip of our tongues.
tip of our tongues. Oscar.
Yes, this week we are doing Steven Spielberg's masterpiece, Schindler's List, from 1993. Now, I realised I'd only seen this twice before, maybe. Saw it when it first came out, and I think I watched it again at uni.
Okay.
When I first saw 3 hours 15, I was like, oh no. But not just because it's a long film.
Like, yeah, it's a setup. You're like, right, I have to watch a 3-hour Holocaust movie.
Yeah,
rather than it's good. Like, but
yeah, that's a tough prospect.
Yeah,
I found it rattled along.
Yeah, all right. I found it rattling. Yes, it did. It was quick. It didn't feel like 3 hours at all. Yeah,
no, not at all. But we were talking about so I watched it in two different steps as well. I did about an hour and a half, and then the rest of it. What I find funny, and we will try, and we're not going to make jokes. We are going to make jokes if we can about the film and about things around about the film. We are not going to make jokes about the Holocaust.
I have nothing but.
Ryan might make jokes about the Holocaust. Because let's be honest, we have both made jokes about it on stage.
Yeah. It's like
I definitely have.
Yeah,
I know you have. You've got them online.
Yeah, I don't think like one of them are like proper like straight up actual victim laughing. See, there's a whole fucking like I feel quite sorry these days for like Jewish people. Right,
that's big of you.
It's just it's now kind of half flipped now because of like everything in Israel, because everybody's now like. I mean, like, there's thousands and millions of fucking Jewish people that are completely not for the Zionist stuff. So next thing they're the victims, and now everybody just says the anti-Semitism was always rife everywhere. Yeah. And now it's become look at these bastards now doing this. And you're like, well, hold on now. It's just a rogue state, not a fucking...
I'll be honest, like, and this is probably, I don't know, I was kind of thinking, is this my fault or is it not? But I was never, up until I kind of came to uni, I had certainly no experience or exposure to anti-Semitism. I really had no knowledge of anti-Semitism at all. Like, there isn't a huge Jewish community in Dumfries.
No.
It was never something that... But then I never experienced sectarianism until I came here either. So we very much were just a racist place, Dumfries. We just concentrate on mass racism. That's all we do. We don't have time for anything else.
Just turn off the TV, boys. We're going out for a bit of racism. Get your hoods.
But what was I going to say? It's... There is a certain thing. There is always that thing over jokes about the subject are not jokes laughing at the subject.
Yeah, I obviously, especially with this, it is a very touchy one in terms of like in fairness, I wouldn't be really arsed unless I think it's a real good joke that I can kind of like or back, like, because you get a lot of lazy ones, and then that's when it becomes a problem, and it kind of chucks everything around. Yeah, but but this fucking film was... Do you know what's quite funny I found about this? Liam Neeson probably wouldn't have been cast as Oscar Schindler now if it was made today, due to the fact that he keeps giving out about doing Chinese accents. Trying to hunt down black bastards, as he called them.
There's a lot when I come to it, because I've got when I've got shitloads of trivia on this.
He's probably like, Rev, can we? Rev Fiennes, I was like, can we just switch rules, please? Yeah, I think I got that one better.
There's a shitload of trivia I have on this, and
great.
It's a lot of it is to do with the casting of Liam Neeson.
Great.
Because I didn't realise how unknown both him and Ralph Fiennes were.
Oh, really? Oh.
In this. So Ralph Fiennes had only been in like one film or something like this.
Oh, was he?
Like, this was before English Patient.
Okay.
So he's on unknown, and Liam Neeson hadn't. I mean, I can't think of much.
No.
He would have been in before this.
No, neither can I.
So they are both unknown. So Ben Kingsley's probably the biggest name in this, and even then, Gandhi.
This motherfucker Ben Kingsley can play any.
Oh,
he play any race. He's the first. He's the first Scarlett Johansson.
He's a fucking chameleon, man.
The man's not like he's not Jewish at all.
No,
I checked this. I checked Ben Kingsley because I was like, is that Ben Kingsley? Is he playing like a Jewish fella and also Gandhi? Yeah. And I can get Gandhi because he is like half Indian, isn't it? Yeah, he's half Indian. His real name's
like Gandhi, and then also the psycho and sexy beast. Like that. See, when folk talk about range, that's fucking range. And and
that terrible performance of his in Iron Man 3.
Oh God! He plays a man. Fuck, he does play any race.
Yeah, I was just like,
fuck Fucking hell.
I'm just like, guy just doesn't give a shit. Nobody's coming for Ben Kingsley at all.
That's amazing.
He's playing Genghis Khan next.
I totally forgot he was the Mandarin.
Yeah,
That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, so Bill Kingsley, great in this.
That was nearly Dustin Hoffman that played Ben Kingsley's. But
what in the Iron Man?
No, and Eastach Stern.
Yeah.
Stern. He was nearly Hoffman.
Okay.
But Spielberg mistakenly, there was like a mass mixture of communications and the messages, and Spielberg thought Hoffman had turned it down. And then Hoffman for years after was just like, what the fuck, man? I was well up for it. Like, absolutely gutted he never played it. Like,
sorry, we're going for Ben. I'll put everything into this. That's great.
I thought it was. What I was going to say was, because I watched it in two different settings. I watched it. The first half I watched in a Nando's, right, and the second half I watched on an exercise bike in the gym, and I don't think Spielberg intended it to be watched in either of those situations. Like,
you watches Schindler's List in a chicken shop.
It was. I just. It
was.
was.
Think you're absolutely mental.
It wasn't planned. I think no. At least with the Nando's, I was sitting alone. With the bike, there was people passing that must have been able to see. And I think I would argue that you would get away with the first half of the film in a public situation more.
Yeah.
Because most of it's just set up.
Yeah.
Once shit starts to kick off, once the ghetto starts getting fucking eliminated, that's when pretty much every scene after that's horrific. That's the one I watched cycling away in the gym. And I was like, what are people genuine? Because I don't think anyone is making the assumption, do you know what, that guy's probably got a film podcast and they're doing it this week and he is casting a critical eye over this film. They're going, that guy's either a fucking psychopath, right? Or he's Jewish, and is training for what might, if it ever comes again. He's like, it's fucking...
That's so funny. Oh God, yeah, he's getting ready. Rafe. I keep calling Ralph Fiennes, but it's not Ralph. It's Rafe, isn't it?
I've never understood why it's Rafe.
Yeah, but he's unbelievable in this.
He
was the best in this.
Amazing.
He was the best in this.
What a villain!
Proper evil. Good evil.
Not even. I looked up the guy he's playing. Eamon Guth.
Yeah.
Gut.
Yeah.
He's much more evil. Like Spielberg played him down. Some of the shit he actually did was brutal, and Spielberg basically said, I didn't think there was any need to make him any more evil, to be honest, or show him any more evil. I think folk got the gist.
I mean, right, like, the whole thing was fucking excellent. What I think about the best thing about this film was the fact that the first hour is harrowing. But then when it kicks off, you're like, oh, it's really hard that this actually gets worse and worse as it goes.
Yeah.
Which is great, because it means they've made it. Yeah, it's just well done. It's just well done. You're like, ugh. So by the time you're like, make it end.
When I was watching this, right, I was reminded when I was in. I briefly did a routine about it, and it never really worked. When I was in Bath years ago at Christmas time. It was the same time. I don't know if I've ever told a story on here about the guy that was selling wooden ties. Right? And probably the most angry I've ever been in my life. There was a stall of this prick selling ties made of wood. And I was with Jim Smallman, and he found it hilarious how animated I was getting about how angry I was that this guy was selling wooden ties.
Like wooden...
Literally a tie.
I'd get angry.
But it was made of wood.
I'd get angry.
And obviously you didn't tie it, but it was like different slats of wood, right? And then a wee knot at the top, and then you clipped it round your collar.
Nightmare.
Wooden fucking ties.
You couldn't even really proper strangle wank with it, could you?
You couldn't do anything with it.
Waste of time.
Looking like a cunt. Right? So, anyway, it's because it was at Christmas, I was going around all these Christmas markets, trying to buy gifts. And I went into a bookshop there, right? It wasn't like Waterson's, it was an independent bookshop. And I saw a book which was a guide to the Holocaust for kids, right? And at the time I was struck by it, and I was like, I should really buy that, because I don't think I'll ever see anything like that again. And then I was like, nah, because then
you
what?
can't buy it.
How am I buying? Like, what am I going to look like buying this
for the
fucking
kids?
thing? Yeah, but
that seems worse.
But then I was like, when are you reading this? Like, if that's a Christmas gift. And my whole routine was like, when are you reading this again? Like sitting down the night before Christmas and going, let me tell you about another guy that had a list, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like
trying to like make it interesting for the kids. Like, he's making a list. He's checking his twice. Yeah. He's going to find out who makes tin pots real nice. Oscar Schindler's coming to town. It's so fucking stupid.
But so I was like, I wonder if I can find this on Amazon, right? And I don't think I could find the actual one, right? I have found remembering World War II, kids who survived to tell their stories. That's not that. World War II short stories for kids. No. The Holocaust, a history for children. I think it was this one.
Okay.
Right. It wasn't as harsh a cover as that, which is basically just Holocaust survivors,
like
right?
Like
black
Watchmen.
and white. This one fucking fascinates me, right? What was the Holocaust, right? So this is a kid's book, right? What was the Holocaust, right? For ages 8 to 12, right? What amazes me about this is you won't be able to see this. You certainly won't be able to see it if you're on the audio one. The front cover is a picture of one of the camps, right? And it's got wee men, cartoon wee men with tiny bodies and massive heads.
They look like the Power Pods.
Yes.
The Power Pod.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Powder Puff.
Is it
Powder Puff?
No, that's
no.
We're mixing Powerpuff Girls and grab a Power Pod. No.
Okay. I don't know who you're talking about. They look like if you ever collected Premier League figures.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
In the 90s and 2000s, right? You used to get Premier League players that had tiny wee bodies with the strips. There's the boys.
Power Pods.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
So then they had massive heads.
Yeah.
Right, massive heads. So there's 4 of these chaps, Holocaust prisoners of war, with these massive heads, all dressed in the striped pajamas. Right, caricaturist cartoon heads. Right, what was the Holocaust for 8 to 12-year-olds? Right, so this fucking blew me away for a start. Right, then I find out there's a series of these fucking books.
Oh, no.
Wait to hear some of these. Right,
no.
What was World War One? Right,
Okay.
Fair enough. Again, the wee guys with the big heads in the trenches this time. What was the Vietnam War? Hundreds of GIs getting off a helicopter with the big heads. What was the bombing of Hiroshima for 8 to 12-year-olds? Right? What was the plague? Death with a big head. Tiny wee death body, big head. What was Pearl Harbor?
You open it up.
Hundreds of tiny wee Japanese guys with big heads. Right. Best one. What were the Twin Towers? What were the Twin Towers? Fuck it, there's fucking loads of them. This is genuinely incredible. I mean, some of them, fair enough, they're like, who was Queen Victoria? What is the Statue of Liberty? Who was Napoleon? What were the Twin Towers?
Who was Alexander Litvinenko?
What were the Twin Towers, right? Again, a tourist with a wee body, massive head, taking a photo.
The murder of Joe Cox. We had.
Fucking incredible.
That's so fucking.
Who was Jamie Bulger? It's just like fucking
Lee Rigby, Fact or Fiction.
Kids' books. Fucking insane.
It's just so funny. They were like, just bobblehead them.
So that was the word I was looking for, bobblehead.
Yeah, bobblehead them.
They are like, if you don't know the football figures, the wee guys you would get to put on your dashboard.
Yeah.
That would rattle about. That's how they have depicted the victims of the Holocaust in this book for kids. Fucking incredible. So I'm going to buy one of them. I think I'm going to get the Hiroshima bomb one.
What were the Twin Towers?
That nearly threw me. What was the Vietnam War? I mean,
that's top fucking tier.
What was the plague? It's the fact that they've given a big bobble-headed death. Fucking incredible.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh my god. 8 to 12. Grade level 3 to 7. Amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing.
Well, You know what? Well, before I get into the next parts of the film, while I read out some of our 1-star reviews of Schindler's List, right? Right. So number 1 star. What the fuck? They forgot to make that one character black and white. Talk about distracting, Spielberg, you hack bitch.
The wee girl with the red. Fucking Jesus.
That's quite funny in fairness.
That is funny, aye.
Also, I remember the whole symbolism for that, and then I watched it and I was like, I didn't really give a shit about this at all.
Yeah.
We were trying to go like the loss of innocence, and I was like, man, he was picking off kids through a sniper.
I thought it was...
Which, as you know, when kids get hurt, I do laugh. Like when he shot the kid running because he didn't clean the bath, I did giggle a wee bit.
Aye.
It was pretty brutal.
I mean, to be fair, the kid, like...
2 bad shots.
See... I'm wondering how much of an effort that kid put in because he talks about
this is victim blaming.
I know it is, but when the kid appears to Helen Hirsch, who's Rafe Fiennes' like servant, like his maid, when she's downstairs with Schindler, and the kid comes down and he asks for stuff to clean the bath, that's the night before.
Yeah.
So this kid's had a good 12 hours on this bath. If you know this fucking guy's shooting people when he gets up in the morning for nothing, what do you think he's going to do if his bath's dirty? You clean that bath. Like, I would go to the ends of the earth to clean that bath. What are the fucking stains anyway? Like, how bad a...
Sydney Sweeney soap.
Sydney Sweeney soap. Eva Braun's soap.
Oh God, musky. Yeah, that was fucking wild. Right, say next one. I thought this movie was about an elevator repairman.
Brilliant.
But it was about Nazis. Sad. That's probably funny. More like Schindler's piss. More like Schindler's piss. Movie was skewered.
Yeah.
Yeah. It insists upon itself. Big fan. Right. This one. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's get the guy who makes summer blockbusters about dinosaur parks and man-eating sharks to make a movie about the worst event in human history. Bullshit.
Bullshit. Nice.
I mean, first of all, he didn't even make the dinosaur one until after.
No, I've got stuff about that.
Oh, great. Excellent. Look at this. 1/2 star. Boring.
Jesus.
Boring. Boring, right. Let me see. Last one. Oh, this one's some quote about something. This movie is truly awful. The last film was perfect. The last film was the perfect ending to the franchise. What?
What?
Let me see. Compared to this unnecessary piece of garbage that nobody asked for. Forky was an incredibly frustrating character, and his mere existence raises far too many questions. I don't care for Bo Peep. Okay, this guy, I realise now this guy's
trying to equate it with Toy Story.
Is that what it is?
Right,
yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Do you remember the first time you saw that? I remember seeing the fact that most lifts are made by a guy called Schindler, and
Otis?
Immediately seeing it and going, no, Otis. Is his full name Otis Schindler? Or is Otis another maker?
Otis is the guy that invented the elevator, and it's written on most elevators.
Ah, right. But you've seen Schindler,
yeah,
normally above where you press the button.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and going, fucking yes. I was like, this could be the greatest joke of all time. And then realising it was widely known and being genuinely gutted.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Schindler's Lift is just... Oh my God.
Yeah. Otis, I fucking what was I going to say? Now I'm going to bring up what I found was like I was crying laughing at one scene in this. Right?
I'm intrigued.
You're intrigued when they're getting into the ghetto and everybody's hiding. One guy decides to hide inside a piano.
Yes.
And I fucking lost it. I was like, the worst possible.
It's a fully grown man as well, isn't it?
A fully grown man jumps inside a piano on top of all the keys on the inside, which also make so much noise. You know?
Yeah.
And then whenever he tries to get out, he steps on the keys.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, man. I was like, you deserve to go.
He did deserve to die.
Quick, everybody, to the bubble wrap room.
Yeah.
What are you fucking doing? It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, he did. He
considering
what some of the other folk were doing.
Yeah.
Climbing inside a piano is fucking mental.
They must, because they all have to have had a plan.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know there's like somebody's like, right, first of all, the kids, you're going under that floorboard.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going up in the attic. Your grandmother, you know, we've caved in a little crawl space in behind the curtains. Dave, he's like, no, you can go in the wall too. But I was like, no, I've got the piano. And I was like, please do not go on the piano. I don't know why you're so obsessed. Look on the piano. It makes so much noise.
Wires in there. Like, it's going to be like, there's not a chance you're not making a noise. How are you getting out? Honestly, like.
Oh, maybe there's fucking Camptown Races playing in the sitting room and there's nobody in it.
How would you? Here's a good question. How would you hide?
In broad, I would have a Nazi uniform ready.
Ooh.
And try and pull a Leon the Professional.
That's fucking great idea, actually. I think I'd go plain sight.
Just stand there.
I honestly,
I would stand in the room and go, they're in there. The rest of your family.
I think I would stand in the corner with a light shade in my head, because I think the place would be so manic and there'd be so much going on that I think even if a guard looked over and saw that, they wouldn't be able to believe the sheer audacity of someone trying that. That they'd be so concentrated with the floorboards and the walls that they would go, there's not a fucking chance.
Jeez, like
they must just have a Jewish person lampshade.
That's a thrown off point. There's no way.
Yeah. Genuinely. I might even hold a bulb. Do
you know, if you try and, you know those big, for some reason I have those big red hand chairs, you know them?
Yeah.
Right? And what happens in the middle of all the chaos, I'd be sitting there smoking a cigarette on it, and when they come in, I'd be like, I've been expecting you.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, what? And I go, not in here, boys, the other rooms.
Yeah.
And just hope to God they just don't do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What if they came in and you were dressed like Hitler?
Yeah, yeah.
Because would it be enough of a chance for them to take that it wasn't Hitler? Because if they come in and didn't immediately hail, if it was Hitler, they're dead.
Yeah. If he didn't know the salute would be better too.
Exactly. Plus, there's a good chance they've never seen Hitler.
Yeah.
They just know the Hitler characteristics.
Yeah.
So anybody sitting there with a vague moustache and a comb over could potentially be Hitler. Hello.
It's just Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thank God. Oh God, that's so good.
That's right. I've always wondered about there must have been other people at the time called both Hitler and Adolf.
Yeah.
Like, has that name died out?
Yeah. I don't.
The Hitler name, has it died out? Is there many people in the world now with the surname Hitler?
It's, but I mean, like, nobody's calling their kid Adolf now unless they are literally like.
Do you think it will ever get a comeback?
No. Oh well, you know what? What am I saying? Fucking everything else has made a comeback in terms of it all. So
I don't mean things like the 90s.
Yeah,
I mean like I think there's a difference between shell suits coming back and the name Adolf.
yeah. Kanye's probably going to call his next kid Adolf. Like.
But I just wonder if, like, for other people called Hitler,
they're like, are you
not even surround about that time, because there must have been people after the war finished that still carried the name Hitler.
Yeah. They'd have to change it. Yeah.
Jesus.
Hitler.
Because that's what I totally didn't. That's what I didn't realize. Certainly not the first couple of times. I realized that as soon as the war ended, that Schindler now had to be on the run.
Oh yeah.
Because he wasn't a hero. He wasn't a hero to anyone then.
Yeah,
he was a fucking.
Honestly,
he's a member of the Nazi Party.
I kind of worried. Like a lot of it through it, I was kind of going like, is this just a paedophile that after he diddled the kids, gave them a lollipop?
Why the fuck? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. Like at the end of the day, I was like, he isn't really that much of a hero.
Well,
I understand he is because he has saved all those lives. Yes, right, but.
He's also...
He is like a slave trade. He did say it himself.
He is a piece of shit.
He is a dirty piece of shit.
He is. Like, Oscar Schindler, throughout, most of it is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But he's the best of the pieces of shit.
Yeah. So, I don't know about this. You know, I just kind of found it weird as well. You know, they're in, like, fucking wherever. They're in Israel or whatever, putting the fucking... rocks on his grave, and I was sitting there going like, I mean, I'd be like, I do get it. Yes, I do. Because I suppose they are like Schindler's Jews, and his generations.
I mean, he
that.
is responsible for those 1,100 people, and God knows how many more if you take that down the lineage.
Yeah,
he is responsible for generations upon generations of Jewish people surviving. But you have to also acknowledge that he was someone who immediately looked at a war and went, what way can I profit from this? He is not far removed from the people that during COVID went, let's make fucking masks, let's make ventilators, even though we have no experience in this whatsoever. There's a national tragedy that we can profit from. He's the exact same type of person. And also, and I don't think in any way, even before this, he wasn't profiteering over slave labour. Like, he's absolutely, at the start, now that I might be wrong, but at the start,
he said it himself.
He says, I could hire Poles, but they cost 5 marks more when I could just get the Jewish people and just get them. And because this will cost me, I don't have to pay them fuck all. I pay the German army for them, but it's a lot less than if I was to hire actual like non-Jewish Poles, because they're going to demand a wage because they're fucking workers. So I don't think there was no altruistic things. He obviously does change over the film and does his best, and then obviously by the end he's realised that fucking hell, I could have, like, he's gutted that he could have saved more and all this kind of stuff.
God, that was another really funny scene. But he was like, when he was looking at the car, going like, "Oh, there could have been 10 more. Oh, why did I keep? If he just kept
why
going,
did I keep this Nazi badge?
Why did I keep this? Why did I keep this ring?" And he'd be like, "Oh, the Xbox 360 Live. That was 2 more people.
The Netflix subscription.
Pure Gym. Oh, Pure Gym. That's one more Jew a month.
Didn't even go.
Didn't even go."
I went for the initial session and didn't bother going.
You've know how much money I've wasted. I've spent 14 grand on Sydney Swedish bath water soap.
That stupid somewhere decided to start a vinyl collection. Why?
And they're like, "Please, Oscar, calm down."
Did I really need Bat Dance by Prince on vinyl? It cost me 13,000 marks. That's as much as I paid for all of these people.
All that money I wasted sending to Africa.
He would have bought
what?
he would have bought a signed Rumours by Fleetwood Mac.
It's so stupid. Please, Oscar, be quiet. Then fucking, did you just see that? A squirrel just jumped from that tree to that tree on top of your bin.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And, well,
squirrels.
Anyway, cool.
That
was most of ADHD.
He's also squirrel. He's also do you know what bit? He's also a fucking horny bastard. Schindler.
Yeah.
Him and
he's the horny bastard
Amon,
of this.
But I think Schindler's more of a horny bastard than anybody. See when he's hiring the secretaries, and he's fucking staring intently at all of them, almost dribbling, until it's the one old not disgusting, but the older, less good looking one, and he's just fucking turned away and looking like that, and then he hires them all. he's standing there like fucking Hugh Hefner in the middle of them getting a portrait taken.
I would have fucking arrested the cunt too, not to side with the Nazis in this, but I would have arrested him after he kissed that weird that weird kiss to that Jewish girl in the lips.
I think that's awkward in any situation.
Yeah.
If someone brings you a present and you decide to open mouth kiss them in front of everybody, most folk are going, that's a bit fucking dodgy, isn't it?
And was it Helena as well? He's like, don't worry, it's not that type of kiss.
Yeah.
That was a good scene in fairness.
He's a massively horny bastard.
Now, I do have one thing I'll say about Spielberg, right? And I'm not complaining. And I think there's too many tits in this film. Now, I'm not talking about the ones being... I'm not talking about the ones being hosed down.
I'm
not talking about the hose down.
I'm fairly certain this is how Roger Ebert also reviewed this film. Too many tits for me, 3 stars.
Too many tits, right? There's like 3 separate like sex scenes. Or walking in, or somebody's got their tits out in the bed now. I'm not the hose down ones.
No, I agree.
But I was like, how many was any of this really needed? Because nothing was to do anything.
I agree with you.
There was a part I was like, I don't think if I was making a Holocaust thing, I'd be like, 3 sex scenes is what we need. That have nothing to do with anything.
I don't think there was any need for any sex scenes.
Yeah. No, they really did. No.
Like you say, the shower bit, fair enough, you can't really avoid it. Right? Yeah. There was certain things that happened during the Holocaust that they had to show, right? I imagine it was a very difficult decision, and I don't know, like, I'm quite glad they didn't show them actually getting gassed, and it was a genuine shower.
Oh, do you know what would have been better, that scene when the water came on? If they just started playing the Blade nightclub music.
But yes, I agree. And even more to that,
was a good scene, though.
The fact that, like, obviously there's no product placement in this, but like Spielberg didn't even want to do this film because he didn't feel like he was ready to do it, and he didn't know whether it should be made and all this kind of stuff. And then it was very much like there's no commercial tie-ins. He never signs anything to do with this film. He took no royalties. The usual royalties you'll take, they all get handed over to a fund. But then why then include the sex scenes?
Yeah,
there is because it doesn't advance anything. We already know that. We already know Schindler's likes the ladies.
Mm.
We know he loves the ladies. We got that from the fact that his wife turns up and he's got someone in bed with him.
Yeah,
and then he has to sheepishly kick her out. Right. So we know he loves the ladies. We don't need to see him horsing somebody. Right?
Yeah.
We certainly don't need to see when Ralph Fiennes gets up. We don't need to see her just bare-chested in the bed
3 times
for ages. For ages,
it just keeps coming back
lingering.
To her, like, stop shooting these people.
No, I totally agree with you.
I was like, well, this seems a bit ridiculous. Yeah.
Although again, the trailer clip would be. Do you know what I found about this film? Too many tits.
Too many tits. Audrey Hepburn's tampons.
I had to go back and watch it. Have you seen the Louis C.K. bit about Schindler's List? When it's when they're all getting kicked out, all the Jewish people are getting kicked out of their houses, and they're getting taken along the street to be taken to the ghetto, and there's the wee girl going, "Goodbye, Jews! Goodbye, Jews!"
Yeah.
Have you never seen CK's bit about that?
I don't like Louis C.K.
Fucking incredible. Yeah. So he's saying I watched Schindler's List last night, and there's this bit where there's a little girl going, "Goodbye, Jews, goodbye, Jews," and then he imagines the audition scenes for that. So he's like, how do you because you must hit someone coming in and going, "Hi, I'm Mandy, I'm from North Dakota," and I go, "Okay, goodbye, Jews, goodbye, Jews," and then it's like, no, you're trying to anger. Okay, goodbye, Jews, and then it's like, and then just when this one fucking kid absolutely nails it, "Goodbye, Jews."
Great.
It's very, very funny.
Great.
Right. Do you want the?
Let me see what else I have here before we get into the thing here. Just let me go through 1 or 2 of these bullet points, right? No, I actually don't.
No. Right, there's quite a lot of stuff.
Oh, one thing I'll say about this film before we get into that. The executions are all really good. Like the actual headshots from close range. You know, when they're executing people, like they execute that woman that was like, we're gonna have to tear this down. He's like, just execute her.
Oh, they're
fucking brutal scenes. Like,
that's a brutal scene because
she's just like, what?
She's obviously correct because he then says, "Just do what she said," but the fact that she's spoken out in front of him, in front of all the workers, he's like, "Well, I need to execute her immediately."
Yeah, they're horrific. They're really well done though.
Right, so the various things about the production.
Yeah.
Spielberg bought this fucking years and years beforehand. I think he bought it just after he made E.T.
Is it a book, isn't it?
It's a book. It's called Schindler's Ark.
What?
Schindler's Ark.
You put them all on a boat?
Yeah.
That's how you saved them.
And then he was like, I'm not mature enough to make it. This is obviously because it's a film that because his grandparents are like Holocaust survivors.
Okay, yeah.
And he thought, I can't do this justice, right?
Okay.
So he initially offered it to Roman Polanski, right, whose own mother was killed at Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Right, and had lived and survived.
He was in Auschwitz.
And he had been in the Krakow ghetto.
Yeah, he had, yeah.
Right?
And then he started pumping children.
Yes. Now, that's where you go, well, what would a Polanski one?
His wife was also murdered by the Mansons. Polanski,
yeah.
Fucking mad life.
Yeah. What's her name? Fuck. Margot Robbie plays her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Jesus Christ, that's terrible. I can't even remember that. Anyway, it'll come to me.
Cilla Black.
So yeah, that's what I thought. What would Polanski's look like? Just a wee girl with a red coat getting horsed. But why is the coat red? It's blood. Guy snapped his banjo string.
Jesus Christ.
Then he offered it to Scorsese.
Oh,
right now, because him and Scorsese big pals, right? Scorsese at the time was going to make it, right? Spielberg was going to make Cape Fear.
Okay.
And then they just swapped roles.
Okay.
Because Scorsese went, nah, you need to make this, man. And then, because there's a Scorsese-esque, there's a very Goodfellas-esque bit. See at the start when you first meet Schindler, and the tracking shot just follows him into the club in Berlin. Like it looks, or it's in Poland, but it looks like that in Goodfellas. So I'd love to have seen a
Sunshine of Your Love playing though.
I'd love to have seen a fucking Scorsese
but the problem is you just have his usual people in, like fucking Joe Pesci and Al Pacino on the.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So they just swapped roles. Okay. So Scorsese went away and made Cape Fear. And they did this.
I actually, for some reason, didn't know Scorsese made Cape Fear. I like Cape Fear. I don't know why I've missed that, but anyway.
When you mentioned Jurassic Park, so Spielberg, the studio only gave him money for this if he made Jurassic Park first.
Okay.
Right? But it was such a tight turnaround that he was editing and doing the post-production on Jurassic Park at night and filming this during the day.
Oh my God.
And he said it was like living a bipolar life.
Oh God.
Because you can barely comprehend two more drastically different films. And it makes me laugh to think if they ever got confused by just a T-Rex fucking coming in.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Just fucking Ralph Fiennes going to the toilet in the camp, and then the T-Rex coming down and picking him up.
It's like even just Ralph Fiennes when he's trying to shoot all the people from his balcony, turning around, there's a wee raptor. Clever girl. Oh no, I think I fucked this. Hold on, check the script again. Jeff Goldblum lying in the ghetto is. Oh, no, actually, he would be. That's that came out.
It's very, very,
Jeff
very
Goldblum,
funny.
Yeah, lying with his shirt off.
Right. Wait a sec. What else did I have?
Do you know what was quite funny while you're checking this? Right.
Yeah.
So I was watching the thing, but the Slosses came home just at the scene just before the shower when they're cutting all their hair. Right, and it was so funny because they were coming in and their kid Cullen was annoyed about he just got a haircut.
Right.
Cullen just got a haircut, so I paused, going like, "Well, I better not let the kids watch this. We're right in the middle of we're literally in Auschwitz at this stage, right?"
Yeah.
So I paused it, and Cullen comes in with the exact same haircut as the young girls that they were.
Oh
just
my
sliced
God!
Up. And I was just like, I had to tell both Daniel and Carrie, you won't believe what's seen that, but he just looks like
that's incredible.
The perfect timing.
Do you think? See, even at that, when you to try and add some kind of brevity, to try and kind of breathe some humour into the situation. See, when you were in getting that kind of haircut, do you think you'd have a wee laugh with him going, "You would just give me a wee fade"?
Yeah, do like the Ray Parter, short back and sides.
What was the other thing? Oh yeah, so some facts about this. So, when survivor Mia Pfefferberg was introduced to Rafe Fiennes on set, she began shaking uncontrollably as he reminded her too much of the real Eamon Guth.
Christ.
Fucking hell. Spielberg refused to take any royalties or any residuals from the film, calling it blood money, and it all goes to the Shoah Foundation.
Okay.
Refused to autograph any materials. Ralph Fiennes put on £28 for this role. How do you think he did it?
I don't know.
Drank as much Guinness as he could every day.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's great.
That's how you prepare to be one of the most evil men in history. You drink
Irish
Guinness.
drink Guinness. Good things come to those who wait. Next scene's him hanging.
Due to the amount of violence and horror depicted, Spielberg made Olivia Dabrowska, the red coat girl, and her parents to promise him not to watch the film until she reached 18. She watched it when she was 11 and was utterly fucking traumatized.
Good stuff. Well done.
Right. This is the most interesting thing.
Funny.
Right.
Utterly.
Neeson got this because he'd auditioned for it, right? And it'd gone all right. It wasn't like a terrible audition, but it wasn't like fucking blow you away. And he knew it wasn't incredible, so he basically just accepted that he hadn't got it. So he then went to do a play on Broadway. Spielberg and his wife and her mother went to see this play, right? Afterwards, they went into the dressing room to congratulate him. It was quite an emotional play. Spielberg's wife, Kate Capshaw, who's in one of the Indiana Jones films, her mum was very upset by what she had seen in the play, and Neeson leant down and for the first time in meeting her, gave her a hug. And on the way home, Kate Capshaw said to Spielberg, "That's exactly the kind of thing that Oscar Schindler would have done," and that's how he got the role.
What a well, that's awful.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I mean, it's like he didn't really get it, and then what? Because he hugged his ma.
Yeah,
and she goes, "That's what Oscar Schindler do. What? Hug me after a Broadway show?"
Other people that nearly got it.
Will Smith.
Two are understandable. One is fucking wild.
Oh, beautiful. Right.
Kevin Costner, right?
I can see that.
Was in for it. Contacted Spielberg personally and said he would play the part for free. But Spielberg said he wanted someone more unknown.
Kevin cost less?
Yes.
Sorry.
Right. Harrison Ford was the first choice for the role.
Don't know if that...
But declined because, quite rightly, he said... Too many people will be thinking Indiana Jones is going to... Like, you can't have Indiana Jones.
I agree.
You can't... Because everyone is just going to be sitting there going, when's the music going to come on?
Yeah.
Like, like so he's going to whip that gun out of his hand and then they're all going to...
He's always killing Nazis even in that.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
This one is fucking wild, right? Think of a Hollywood actor who would have been hot property at this time, right? And try and think of the least acceptable actor imaginable to play this role.
Michael
of Oscar
Madsen.
Schindler. No. Think even deeper than that.
Rob Lowe.
No.
Jesus.
Not someone shite. Okay. Someone good, but for reasons that will become apparent, would have been massively inappropriate to play the role of Oscar Schindler, who saved 1,100 Jews.
It's not Schwarzenegger.
It's not Schwarzenegger.
Who?
Mel Gibson.
Oh my God! Are you fucking joking me? Mel Gibson. Can you imagine how fucking...
Gibson's casting would have been peculiar given his own history of anti-Semitism and the fact that his own father, Hutton Gibson, was an admitted Holocaust denier. What the fuck?
What an insane thing to do.
My God.
Can you
Mel
imagine?
Gibson, Oscar Schindler.
Oh, that would have been fucking...
Oh, Jesus. Just going, it's not that bad, is it?
Yeah. This is a work of fiction, isn't it? Mel walking around. Love a good...
Oh.
Do you know what? I love a good sci-fi. Please stop saying that, Mel. Yeah. For the love of God. I love a good sci-fi. After every scene. Do you know, like, I don't know, I think it was another comedian. Yeah, I had a joke about, first of all, about, you know, how I looked like, you know, if I was in the 40s, I looked like I was in the camp, but nowadays I look like a neo-Nazi. I look like it. And I remember I think somebody made a point once, I can't remember who it was about, I think it is, I can't tell if this is someone's bit, or is it just, have I just come up with this, basically. But you know, they kind of go, Holocaust deniers don't really make sense, because surely they would be neo-Nazis are always Holocaust deniers, but really you'd think that they would be shouting that from the rooftops.
Yeah, they'd be proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like pretending Jordan didn't win those things with the Chicago Bulls, even being a Jordan fan.
Yeah, yeah.
Never get that around my head around that.
No, that's true, actually.
It never.
Surely it would be seen as a badge of honor and their greatest achievement.
Yeah, because they're like, "Oh, kill all the Jews," and he goes, "Remember when you killed 6 million?" He goes, "Never happened."
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Why would you deny it? Yeah. If anything, it's a failure if you didn't.
Yeah, so I can't. You see this thing. I don't know if I'm stepping on someone's good point, basically, but
no,
it's
I don't think I've heard it.
Such a good point.
What I find always bizarre about people that deny something like the Holocaust, and especially the Holocaust, but any kind of conspiracy theory like the moon landings and 9/11 and stuff, is the sheer amount of people that would need to be on board with protecting this and sticking to the same story. It is impossible. You can't, like, for 9/11, the amount of people that would need to be in on it for that to have been an American program that the American government actually flew the planes in, right? You would need them on board. You need their families. You need their friends. You can't keep that level of secrecy for everyone.
No.
For the Holocaust, you can't have 6 million people that you've said have died not be dead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's literally impossible for that hoax to be maintained.
Yeah.
It's just impossible.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not one. And then fucking hell. I said to you as well. You always seem you don't seem mental, because obviously Holocaust deniers are mental. Mm-hmm. But I said to you, remember a couple of episodes ago, it's way more. Why is it you seem more mental if you deny something smaller? Like if I said, remember, if you were a Rosa Parks denier,
yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
Like everybody like a Holocaust denier. They're like, well, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
what?
that's true, actually.
And so if you were like, I'm an Oscar Schindler denier.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, 6 million, but him.
Yeah.
Lies.
That is true, actually.
Why is that more mental?
Yeah, the more specific a thing it is, you seem more mental.
Yeah.
Like flat Earth.
Yeah.
That is probably the most mental, but there's fucking tons of them, but it doesn't seem that.
Like, you're like, flat Earth's mental, but if I went to you, goes, oh, Bulgaria doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you go, what the fuck is this lunatic? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. The only two things I still have to say are, I very much enjoyed in this, to put on a film critical head for this, I very, very much enjoyed. I think Liam Neeson and Ralph Fiennes are fucking amazing in this.
Yeah.
I enjoy the way where Schindler, when he's clearly switched, like, because he can see him switching his opinion once he sees once him and his girlfriend are up on the horses and they're seeing the ghetto being exterminated and being cleared. That's when he starts to go fuck. And then it's when they go to the bit where all the bodies are just being laid under this big furnace.
That was horrific.
And because before that it's like,
I always remember that scene.
You think it's snowing,
and
then he pulls it off his car and it's all just ash. And then he goes to where the pyre is, where they're all being chucked on. Yeah, no. Some kid making angels. Goodbye, Jews. When he goes, and that's when he switches, because you see one of the carts being pushed with bodies piled up on it, and you see the red coat again.
Yeah,
and that's when he fully turns and goes, right, I need to start doing fucking something about this. I like how he manages to manipulate all of the Nazis, particularly Ralph Fiennes. Because there's at no point do they ever, and it's genius because the way he does it,
it just talks about business.
When he goes to, because there's loads of times it's mentioned where there's like, it's not the killing of anyone that's the hassle, it's the paperwork it adds. Like there's one guy when he realises that Ben Kingsley's been put, he says, it doesn't matter to us. He's like, one Jew is just any Jew. It could be any Jew. He's just like, it's just a hassle for us with the fucking paperwork. And then even at the end, one of the high colonels goes, "You've no idea the paperwork this is going to add on." That's the only thing that they care about. Then when he's decided he's going to make the list of the people that he's going to take them all to Czechoslovakia, and he goes to Amon and says, "Right, I want to take all these workers. They're my workers. This is what I want." And at no point can he see through it and go, "Fuck, he's been sneaky here. He's trying to save these people." It's all right. What's the scam? How you must be making some kind of money from this. Like, if I'm going to make money, then if I'm making 100, you must be making 300. And then if you're admitting to making 300, it must be 400. So it's like, what's the scam here? What's the scam? And it's the fact that they could never ever have. They at no point do they think he's doing this to try and save people's lives.
Yeah.
Because that's such an alien concept to them.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah. It's like even at the end when they're all trapped in a train and he says,
"Train all these fuckers." Every time he said, basically, we need more. I can give you $300. I don't have to retrain these fuckers.
Yeah. But even at the end when they're all trapped in the trains and he gets the hoses in to give them water, they all think he's doing it in a jokey way. They're all like, "My God, this is so hilarious! You're giving them hope," and all this kind of stuff. I find it very interesting that at no point their humanity was so low that at no point could they see through what he was actually trying to do, and that's why he was able to get away with it. Because they were just too fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Even like when he's bartering to take Helen Hirsch, because he's like, "You've left one name at the bottom there," and he was like, "Yeah, I want Helen Hirsch in there. Like, she's the best housemaid I've ever seen, and that's the kind of person I want from a house." And he's like, "Nah, I'm not letting her go," because obviously he wants to pump her. And he's like, "That no." And he says, "Right, I tell you what, we'll play a game of blackjack. Right, we'll play a game of 21. Right, if I beat you, I'll give you 7,000 marks for her. Right, if you beat me, I'll give you 7,000 marks for her. If I beat you, I'll take her anyway." And then at no point does he realise, I can't win this, because he dazzles him with the fact that, but if you get a natural 21, I'll give you 14,000.
Yeah,
so there's no way that Liam Neeson doesn't take her.
Yeah.
So there's no way for Amon to win. I think it's just that.
Great.
Very good. I think that's...
Next week we're doing The Nutty Professor.
Oh, one more thing before you tell. Is it The Nutty Professor? No, thank fuck. One more thing, right? Because I fell asleep before I did it. On the letterbox, right? Mm-hmm. Have you done your letterbox for this yet? What did you give it?
4.
You give it? Nah, fucking so interesting. Because I was like, can you not give this 5?
Yeah, 4.
Right. I'm glad.
There's better films.
Because I was like, when reviewers were reviewing this, was anyone balls enough to go, "Do you know what? I don't like it."
So like the cinematography.
It was shite. Like, and that was why, because like, right. So if we look at Spielberg, right?
I give it 4. Like he's got like 5 better films.
But Spielberg, I agree.
Yeah,
right?
like I don't.
But I wonder,
it's great film,
could the Oscar panel have ever not given him best film for this?
Yeah.
I think this is one of those films where you go, it doesn't see, even if it's not that good.
Yeah, sure. The Pianist won loads, and it's meh.
I think this they needed to, because if you look at it, right, plus the fact that they hadn't given him one yet, I reckon to not give him one for this would have been the ultimate piss take.
Like Ray Fiennes didn't get it either. I can see why Liam Neeson didn't, maybe, but
yeah, right. So if you look at Steven Spielberg's filmography, right? So if you start from the future films, Duel, it's all right, but Sugarland Express, no. Jaws, yes, deserves best film. Close Encounters, I don't think so. 1941, I don't think so. Raiders of the Lost Ark, yes. E.T., yes. The Poltergeist, good, but probably doesn't. Colour Purple, I would argue, possibly. The Goonies, no. Jurassic Park.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about that type of award for it, but
but I think
that's a better film. I think
Indiana,
that sounds so bad.
Indiana
it just
Jones
sounds so bad. And
I know, but it's not. I think Jaws, Indiana Jones, and Raiders of the Lost Ark, are better films.
Jurassic Park's a better film.
Yeah. It's not to say it's not a good film. I mean, I'm going to give it 5 because I'm too much of a pussy to not. And I genuinely do think it deserves 5 because I
4.
didn't think I didn't. And it seems bad saying I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much, but I did. I really enjoyed it.
It was very good. Yeah,
it was captivating.
Yeah, it does feel funny if I give it 2.5.
Yeah, I just wonder if there was any, if there was one critic just sitting there torn by going, I thought it was shite.
Aye.
But I can't say.
What's this about?
I can't say how shite I thought this film was because everyone else is giving it 5 stars. I can't.
Oh my god!
Right, next week.
Next week is, oh my god, Terry, give me it. Oh, that's one of the ones Terry gave me yonks ago. Where is it? There we go. Next week, I did tell you we're watching Footloose.
Oh yeah.
Schindler's List.
Yes.
To Footloose, and I have never seen Footloose.
From one group of snappy dressers and fancy dancers to another.
Oh my
you never
God.
seen Footloose?
I don't think so. No.
This will be very interesting to see what you think of this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not confident, but you know,
I think this is this a musical?
Oh jeez, I
think it might be.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen it once.
Like, do you know? Like, I really love Boogie Nights.
Right.
Great film.
Yeah, it's not a musical.
I know, but I feel like this might be along the same.
No, it's not. It's not. Footloose is nothing like Boogie Nights.
Shit.
Literally nothing like Boogie Nights
Shit.
at all. I don't know what you thought Footloose was.
I don't know.
It's about a town where they have outlawed dancing.
That's fucking
and Kevin Bacon is the one dancer who rails against that ban. It's nothing like Boogie Nights at all.
Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, that'll be good. Well, anyway, Footloose. Very funny. Schindler's List to Footloose.
Never say we're not eclectic on this fucking podcast. Right. Thank you for listening. Please.
I'm not even going to do the plugs. If you didn't enjoy that today, because I thought that was very fun.
Yeah, if you didn't enjoy it, then we don't want you listening.
Yeah, fucking share it to people you do.
Yeah.
Join the Patreon. We're going to answer some literal Holocaust questions.
I
haven't even fucking seen the questions, and I know it's not going to be good.
I've been so stressed about how we're going to approach this film this week. I haven't even thought about the Patreon.
Yeah.
So
we have questions to do there.
At no point are we, and I'm not gonna imagine if I did one of are we fucking prank to you? I was like, right after this, I'm gonna put Ryan in the shower, and we're gonna see whether might be water, might not be here next week.
Fucking like it, shared, please.
Yes.
Spread out the word of mouth. I know again you don't actually have to have really seen the fucking films. Make sure people know about that.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to get through, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.